I will start, and we'll talk about the new rumors of things to come. There we go, doink. Okay, so where are we up to? Why Doctor's terrifying finale this weekend is going to really shock fans because it's going to end Doctor Who, right? It's going to end Doctor Who. So the latest rumors are. Let me pull them up. Where are we up to? Again, it sounds completely boring. Apparently, Poppy is the timeless child, right? So we've seen that for a while, and then Bi regenerates, and that there are two versions of the Doctor, and one is set up for. So I think she Bi regenerates into the Doctor or something. I don't know, but yeah, it's got something to do with Susan, right? The rumor is Whittaker is back with Tennant Kabaddi making cameos with CGI archive footage. Well, that I believe. And this I totally believe. Omega will be a metaphor for toxic masculinity. That totally fits in, right, to the stupidity that we've seen this year, right? Where are we up to? What? So apparently this must be from Rusty Davis's commentary. We'll get to that soon. 1 second. And doing fine. So yeah, let's look at this article. Oh, where are we up to? There we go. Yeah. So 1 second. Lolly's pointing out Battlestar Galactica fans. Superfan edit with fixed photos, deleted scenes, and new CGI of. Well, which version of Battlestar Galactica is that? Is that the 70s or the 2000s? Archive. Oh, now I've got to look this up. Hang on. You go. Archive. Here, what is it? Archive. Let's find the .org. /details /00/01 /Battlestar Galactica. That's when it's wrong. Special edition. If I spell all that right, I'll be bloody amazed. Let's see if it goes there. From the 78 version. What do you need to fix on that one? That was awesome. Yeah, okay, fine. Let's see if I got there again. Archive.org, right? Details 00-01-BATTLESTAR GALATICA special edition. I don't know. Never mind. Oh, wait, maybe I can get to it from the chat over here. I've got to refresh the page to get to it. Hang on. Okay, fine. Here we go. Oh, that was painful. What is this? Fan edit. The original series, an educational exercise. The crew create new special effects. Okay, I would certainly check this out. I'm quite excited by this, right? Is there a trailer or something? Hang on. I just want to see some of the new effects. Oh, there we go. I mean, look, the thing is, these effects they need to be updated so you can play on big screen TVs. All right, fine. This is too much for me. Doing my head in. Okay, where were we up to? It was over here. Fine. So for everything I said, that all sounds pretty darn shocking thus far. What's going on? Are we back? There we go. Yeah, that all sounds... There's a lag going on. Oh, because I'm on the wrong screen. There you go. Thank you. It's really called two villain dynamic. Well, Rusty Davis and Shooty Gatwa, that will make sense. What they're saying. Doctor Who star Millie Gibson said fans will be really shocked by the Cyber Show's season 15's finale, and that Doctor will face off against a terrifying foe, the toxic masculinity. In last week's episode, Wishworld, the Rani, Archie Punjabi, revealed that her master plan was to free Omega, one of the founders of Time Lost Society, from the underverse, whatever that fuck is, by using the Doctor's doubt to destroy Wishworld. Honestly, once you set out the plot, you go, wow, that's really shit. Right? It's like, God, this stuff. You know, it's just... using magic is a really lazy get-out-of-free jail thing. Right? I mean, like, they should make some kind of, like, objective rules for the universe. So last week, which were fine. Gibson has now confirmed that Omega will appear in the finale titled "The Reality War," which is set to air this Saturday, May 31st. He's terrifying. I think people are going to be really shocked. Again, we understand it's a metaphor for toxic masculinity. Probably not even a bloody metaphor. He's probably got it written on his forehead. Hi, I'm masculine. Briefly toxic. Yeah, I know. Yeah. What are we up to? I think Archie's just cool. A cool Rani. I agree with that. She kind of worships Omega. That's an interesting thing to do with that character, right? Who really likes Omega because of the mad science of it, right? I like that, right? Fine. I think Archie's worships Omega. Really two villain dynamic. The more, the better. That's why it's the biggest battle for the Doctor. There are two of his biggest enemies to defeat. Again, having big battles. I mean, it's so much better when it's like, you know, a priory house. It really is. I'm sorry. The two of the biggest villains, she added. Gibson also said we'll see Ruby on a mission to take down her ex-boyfriend Conrad, fuck off, who has been revealed to be working with a radical group think tank, and use Ruby to get closer unit in order to expose them. I said it makes no sense, that episode whatsoever. Like again, how did no one check out his podcast before a unit operative went out for dinner with them? Right? Didn't they here? What's it? I think here. Let me see if I can find it. Sort of libs of TikTok. These things happen all the bloody time now. These type of things. Hang on. Here we go. Libs of TikTok. David Hogg, who was the what's it called again? The deputy chair of the DNC and a complete imbecile. Who recently got taken down. There was here it is. Like, this is kind of like commonplace now. These sort of things where we have like citizen journalists, they go undercover, and they go on a date, and people just spill the beans when they're on a date. It's crazy how much people spill the beans when they're on a date when they want to impress you.
Very good at her job. I don't agree with the stock trading stuff. I mean, she gets better returns than almost every hedge fund in this city every year. Some of these members of Congress make trades that are like way too well timed to not have like insider knowledge. They happen to be some of the best financial analysts in human history. Have you?
Yeah. So again, this is how you catch people now. You go on dates with them, right? I heard that Mr. Trilby becomes the Doctor and the Tharis the new master. Well, that would make sense. I know he's in the episode, right? It's so indicative. To that clip. The question has always been, who is this Doctor Who made for? Right? Like, who is this Doctor Who made for? And this question was answered last week's episode. This is them. This is who it's made for. See? This is exactly who it's made for. These are the people that are always portrayed as being the heroes in Doctor Who, right? The people who you want to spend no time around whatsoever and are the worst members of society humanity has ever seen. Like, you'll go for Christmas dinner, they'll go for Christmas dinner and call you a Nazi, right? Starts a raging fight, and they go, "Oh, you hate gay people." No, we just hate you being a twat, actually. Okay, to take down Conrad, who was working with. Again, such a dumb idea. Ruby's mission to take down Conrad, whether she completes that mission or not, is to be told, Gibson teased. She continued, however, I think after giving him that mercy in the episode 4, taking down the Shriek instead of him, it's almost as if an extra stab in the heart that he created a fake world where he's the king. It's like seeing your ex be prime minister or something. Wouldn't that be her rough? I don't know. I'd do well. I would. Everybody should be happy and do well, I think. It's definitely a time to take her revenge once and for all. But whether she gets or not, I don't really like that. Again, Doctor Who is really about morality. Is morality tales, right? And that the story is about Ruby being immoral doesn't work. Oh, it's a shame. I mean, that's one of the things I liked about Belinda's character. She was essentially a very moral character, right? So, yeah, sadly. I don't think the Premier Chance and Ruby are even paid off. It's rewarding for long-term fans. What, 2 years? Or exciting for new viewers as well. There are no new viewers, darling. There are no new viewers. They're all saying, oh, leave me alone. They're all going fuckity bye-bye, right? They're all going, honey. What's this? Oh, yeah, this is Dimensions in Time now being canon, apparently. Right. David Mann said, oh, Russell T. David, it was lovely to see the clip from Dimension in Time last week's episode in Wishworld. I don't remember seeing it. Where was that? Here. Dimensions in Time in Wishworld. Is there? Do they tell you where the clip is of it? I guess it's where they introduce the Rani. Yeah, let's pull up the 1 second. But why would you use a clip from Dimensions in Time? That just seems reasonably demented to me, frankly. Oh, there's a lot of dementia going on. Doink. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, I wish you would never see that again, but it's carry. Oh, look, see, exactly. These are the people that Doctor Who is made for. Has she revealed herself to be the Rani yet? I think so. Must be somewhere around here. Before they started dancing.
Tardis. Who are you? I want to ask.
Okay, who are you? We've all worked it out. Come on. It was somewhere around here, wasn't it? Oh, hey, here you go. Oh, Kate Moore looks fantastic. Oh, yeah, Dimensions in Time. There you go. I was totally Dimensions in Time. Pickled in a jar like gherkins in time. That was Dimensions in Time. It's now canon. Oh, that's a story. Sorry, state the world we're in. Dimensions in Time is fucking canon. That makes sense. It means Big Ron is canon. Take a clip from Dimensions in Time in last week's story. I wrote the story 32 years ago and I thought it'd been forgotten about totally. No. How lovely to see that hasn't been, haven't seen you in ages. Hope you are well, David Roden Mansell. Oh, hello. That's why we put the clip in to haul it. to haul it into canon. It's so wonderful. God, you didn't haul it into canon. Oh God, you brought it into disrepute is what you did. So nice to see, mate. God, it's been a million years. All good here. Oh, we're such lovies. Oh, it's all agony. Right, every part of this is just painful. A bit of Lord Kiv outside the Queen Vic. This is the weirdest thing to make into canon ever. Right? I know that she's so great in this role, the Rani. She like you can see her like exuding Rani-ness, right? Pickled in time, like gherkins in a jar. They did release it at some point, didn't they? I can't remember. Here, one second. Let me just send a quick message. Okay, fine. Somebody who this era. This is a bit too late for him actually, but I'm sure he'll love it. This era means a lot to him. He connects to it very, very deeply and personally in a, I would say, somewhat immoral way, a somewhat sweaty way, a way which might involve some dry cleaning. I'm saying no more, ladies and gentlemen, but you wouldn't expect anything less from Birmingham's King of the Geek, Dan Hadley. How are you, sir?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm wondering what is going to talk about now.
We're talking about apparently Dimensions in Time is canon.
It seems so.
We found a clip from it in Wish World. It's getting worse and worse the closer we get to Saturday, right?
I said 2 weeks ago that as soon as I saw the Rani was back, Russell will, even though Russell has said things about Dimensions in Time in the past, that Russell will canonize this in the same way that he's tried to with Scream of the Shalka.
Well, yeah, okay. At least Scream of the Shalka was kind of like a Doctor Who story. But okay, you want to hear something really bizarre though, right? I'm reading and reviewing season 14, right? This is the final of the 3 Dr. Alex books. They're basically Capaldi seasons. So here's the weird thing: this was written a good year ago, right? Maybe I published a good year ago. It reaches. I haven't finished it yet, but he said it reaches a definite end, a conclusion, right? Which is open-ended and could continue. It features Susan in this conclusion and the Rani, right? And there's a bunch of other weird things that they're doing in this show, which is in his book. Now, okay, here's the thing. I don't think they ripped him off, but there's a lot of stuff that is so weirdly similar. Here's what I think's going on, right? Yeah. And I will tell him this when I speak to him. That there's years ago there was a study, right, of there were these like islands somewhere, who knows where, I don't know, in the middle of tropical jungle, whatever. And there were these monkeys there, and they used to eat the bananas on it, right? This is a true story. I'm not building up saying, right? It's true. And then one of the monkeys had an idea to go and wash the banana in the water before they eat it, and it tasted better, right? Okay. And then monkeys started copying him, and it went from like a few hundred monkeys to suddenly all the monkeys across all these islands suddenly knew how to do that. There was a jump from a few hundred to boom, everybody. So I have an idea that in a spiritual dimension, when you create an idea, right, you then make that idea available to everybody's imagine. You create ideas on a spiritual level, on a soul level, and then every soul can kind of access it. That's why I think oftentimes you do have things that are dovetail with each other. Have you seen this post, by the way, about how the season was originally supposed to end? Right, and I think we can all agree that there seems to have been some last minute moving things around. Let's say
there definitely has been, yeah.
So the original ending of Doctor Who season 2 before the reshoots was a Doctor, Ruby, and Belinda are having a party. Think Amy and Rora's wedding with everyone's dancing and the Vlinks being a DJ. That sounds so accurate. Like, oh god, hate every second of it. Susan is seen watching them from afar and would have been the cliffhanger. Okay, so maybe they're bringing that up quicker. Oh, and then this picture's been circulating as well. Oh my god, Verada, darling, Verada. Oy vey. I tell you, okay, I'm rewatching Andor right now, and she turned up in it. I forgot she was in it. I'm like, why are they underusing her so much? Right, she has been just such a standout star for this whole season. I would definitely watch something with her in it.
If there's any justice, she will do well out of this. She will survive this kind of. Okay, it's not exactly been a train wreck, but it's been pretty bad. It'd be a pity if it took her career down.
I think she's going to come out this okay. Just like
she's been consistent. She's been reliable. She's been watchable. She's very easy on the eye, of course. But she's been playing truth all the way through this. She's been playing truth, even when everybody else either hasn't been able to or hasn't had the material to do so. She's managed to root for truth in that character to line up with the material.
1 second. Well,
yes, I do.
Somebody just sent me this.
I do follow her on Instagram, but I have to stop checking it.
So somebody sent me this. I'm like, is this AI or I don't care? I mean, she looks too perfect. But
she obviously had her hair done.
Yeah, she really is great. I would love to see her in more sci-fi stuff. Right. In fact, you know what should be great as for. So I can't work out why nobody's ever made a TV version of this. Have you ever heard of Laser Eraser and Press Button?
You've mentioned this to me before, but no, I hadn't seen it.
It's a strip. It was illustrated by Steve Dillon, and from the early '80s, a magazine called Warrior. She's a super sexy sci-fi assassin, and he's a cyborg that hates all plant life with a massive cleaver for an arm and a big button you press that he receives some kind of orgasm when it gets pressed. Right, and together they make mayhem. Right, she'll be great starring in that. She'll be perfect. By the way, and I know a lot of people are deeply disagree with me. I don't think we've seen any firm evidence that the new Harry Potter is insufferably woke, even though it's being harangued as being so already because of the casting.
I agree with you. I think every decision that I've seen, all their casting calls so far, with the exception of the guy they've got playing Snape, seem pretty fantastic to me.
Well, again,
is there a backlash? I'm not aware of one.
Yeah, because mine is blackish, a little bit.
I'm not convinced that she is. I mean, I saw that she was sort of darker.
That's what I said, blackish.
A darker hue. But I certainly don't. I mean, isn't her name Arabelle? She's got like the most British name imaginable. And she's the most experienced actor of the three. I've been and looked at that because although I'm not a big Harry Potter fan.
Those three kids, they look so cute, right? They're like smiley face. And honestly, here's my thing. I don't think Harry Potter was really old enough to say it cannot be reinterpreted, right? It's like Harry Potter is a relatively new phenomenon. And like even with Snape, I mean, obviously they're doing something different from the books with Snape, with having a black Snape, right? Which I want to see what they're planning on doing. I've seen this guy's work, My Lord. He's a good director. He did a show called Succession, which I thought was excellent. And he said, look, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt until I say it. Thing is, we go in assuming things. We're all too hair triggered after being in the culture war for like 8 years.
Yes, that's all. That's what it is. People are too reactionary.
It might be woke as hell, but I don't know. To me, you can get like Doctor Who. Is woke as hell. It's got like the reputation as being agonizingly woke.
Ideology is running through every creative decision they are making. Whereas it's important to remember that the Harry Potter series is going to be an adaptation of Harry Potter.
Right.
So casting again, I have to remind people because the culture war has dragged on and people have extended it past its natural lifespan on both sides of the aisle. I feel I have to remind people that the reason why we, in what used to be the fandom menace, started kicking up a stink about this wasn't because we were against representation. We were against forced representation, forced diversity, and not employing people based on merit.
Right.
Now, I have seen the guy that plays Snape. I have seen him. Turns out I have seen him in something else, but it's not something. It was kind of far too serious for me. So nobody really stood out, to be fair. But people rave about this guy and his work. And whilst it is obviously casting against type, I put it more on a sort of scale that casting what's name as Starbuck in the Battlestar Galactica remake was.
Yeah,
Like, okay. It's nowhere near. It was okay. People notice, yeah, but it's nowhere near this massive deal breaker, and it's not in its own terms any indicator that this is going to be full of wokeism, massive tearing up of any kind of law. But I think when it comes to all of these characters, and I include Snape in that, and I think this is part of the problem with it. Most of those characters in Harry Potter, even though it's only 20 years old, a lot of the appeal of it was based on the fact that they are archetypal characters. Those three kids, they could be, they were created in the 90s, and yet they feel like British school kids that could have existed in the 50s or the 60s, or even the 40s, 30s, or 20s. They're very much in the same way that the four kids from C.S. Lewis's stuff were, the Narnia stuff. They're archetypal characters. And whilst, for example, Ron doesn't have to be ginger, I'm sure that...
here's the thing, Ron really has to be ginger. That's a real defining thing of the Weasley family. But you know what? Yeah, I just thought of it. You mentioned Narnia, right? That's a great counter example of something that's agonizingly and awfully woke. The new Netflix Narnia with Meryl Streep as Aslan. No, that's shit, right? You can tell that shit straight away.
Yes.
Right? That's just like putting identity in a place where there's no ideas. Right, so I have very little hope. Again, I might be wrong.
You can see that coming a mile away.
Right, this one I'm like, you go. And like Mission Impossible, I have no idea why nerd erotic and that whole, which I love nerd erotic. It's welcome to opinion. That entire like bubble, they all hated it. I'm like, I had a great time at the cinema, first time in about a decade. Right, I just genuinely had a fantastic day out. Right. Didn't get it at all, but know, I guess we're all pushed to reactionaryism. And it's like why wouldn't we when we have things like this to contend with? It's Doctor Who boss promises finale while also controversial Time Lord change. So have you seen this? That
I've seen. Well, I haven't seen the Metro piece, but I think I could be aware of what they're talking about. Russell was a very quick exchange with somebody on Instagram, I think, where Russell was asked about it.
Right, he said, "Where is it?" After posting a selfie from the Bone Palace, again, everything has some kind of very gay type of name. The Bone Palace, really.
Yeah, I said last week it sounds like P. Diddy's
it does, doesn't it? People are going to be sliding on God only knows what on the floor. Will there be an explanation for by generation? And Russell says, actually, yes. So, again, this does seem like this is going to be a final end. That's
how I feel about that. And I know that by regeneration has upset a lot of people, and it's one of those things that people will always be angry about. As far as I'm concerned, they shouldn't allude to it. It's like their explanation originally was that it was like a freak occurrence.
That was actually fine. Michelle Gomez being the master as well. If you recall, the reason why the Capaldi Doctor didn't recognize her as being the master because she changed sex, and that never happens in Time Lord.
I'd forgotten that. Oh, that's
interesting. I know. Everybody has. And then a year later, Denai Miller is like, "Oh, thank God I'm not a man anymore. Screw them." Or whatever it was.
Yeah, I don't think it really needs an explanation. In fact, and the more that Russell feels minded to explain something, the more I start to worry, because it usually means that something is going to be very laboured and will eat up screen time.
Very laboured.
We eat up screen time, which should be spent on character. The characters in this show have suffered so badly across this entire era, which is why it's a miracle that Belinda comes out of it as sort of feeling as formed as she does. What a form! Feeling as formed as she does.
Honestly, you have to put that down to I've been saying her name was Varada See-Through, apparently, not Varada. Varada See-Through, I think is how you pronounce it.
Yeah. I've been mispronouncing it as well.
But it's again. This honestly, the biggest problem this season is shooting out where they even for half the season they turned down the queer a lot. Like a lot. They tried to tell stories. The stories were that white men are bad normally, But
the story's not worth telling, or it's just the same story over and over again, rinse and repeat.
White man bad instead of orange man bad. I was going to pull up the preview in Doctor Who magazine. What was I going to say? And I think it was Archie Punjabi, another great bit of casting.
Fabulous.
I think they really did very well with her. Where is it?
What I don't understand is why there's so much screen time with the unit people when they're mostly awful.
Because they're building up that new TV show. You know, the more, but there's gonna be a trailer for it after this episode, isn't there?
Doesn't the set as well of the unit HQ look really tired already? It
does, especially when they redressed it to be like in the Wish world, you know, where they're selling insurance or whatever. Did you see my thumbnail for yesterday?
I don't think I have. I've been sort of bouncing around elsewhere all week, so I haven't seen much.
So if I may say so, I did nail it. Here we go. It was there. I did nail it. Unlike a rather see-through. There you go. Doink. 1 second. Stop screen. Share screen. So they did the preview of Wishworld and the Reality War together. We're gonna burn your little show to the ground. Yeah, and I was really quite careful. We only have classic Doctors up till Jodie in the background because you can burn Jodie as much. We don't really care. Did you see my thumbnail from today though? The thumbnail today was a good one.
No, I haven't. I mean that is a particularly.
Turns out the Reality War is, in fact, the war Rusty Davis is battling with reality.
That's really something.
And here I'll show the.
I want these in the calendar. I want all your Verida. If that's how she pronounced it, Verida Sethu artwork in a calendar. That's what I want.
I will set it with all the pages stuck together.
Wow. I like the little wiggle as well.
Yeah. And I do like Russell's straining against his bonds, who were, I get a feeling, you know, it's not a first time for him.
Oh, God.
Anyway, do you want to look at this preview?
Yeah, by all means, whack it on. Let's have a butchers.
Whack it out, she cried. Jigger, jigger. So this is basically just talking about the Wish world, not not the Reality War. So let's see. I'm just going to scan it. Unless you count Charity Skit Dimension of Time, in which case both time labels appeared on screen in 1993. Well, who is this? Susan and he's talking about.
He's talking about dimensions again.
I guess we do count that now, right? Ruby's Fate Boy. Let me ask you. I mean, okay, the one of the biggest plot holes is how did a unit allow him to go on a date with somebody who very publicly hosts a unit questioning podcast? Like, that gets millions of views, as you can tell by his massive staff he had, right? And he's a good-looking boy as well, Conrad Clark. He would certainly get he would have a very successful podcast.
Gets more than his fair share, yeah.
And secondly, really, don't you think he's not going to get laid before he drops the drops the axe? I think he's certainly going to do that.
Because he went away. He took Ruby away for that dirty weekend, didn't he? And then do you think he soiled her before he told her who he really was and what was going on?
That was the no. I think the implication was they had not slept with each other, and they were teetering on it. That's probably what the dirty weekend was for.
Because usually, if you go on a dirty weekend, you get there, particularly when you're just in a new relationship, and you don't sort of.
Oh, wait! I
go to a pub.
This was written by Rusty Davis. No, in Rusty Davis' world, she was doing anal on the first
it's written by Pete McTighe. When you go away on a dirty weekend, you throw your cases in the room and you slip her a fatty, then you go to the pub.
That's a good one, Dirty Weekend. But again, this is Rusty Davis's universe, in which case she did anal on the first date. There is no waiting around for love to bloom, right? Right, it's a wild ride, wilder than ever been before, says Dr. Who's head rider Rusty. Oh, fuck off, Russell. Fuck off saying that. Oh, God. Fuck off saying it's going to be the biggest thing fucking ever. Oh, it's like, it's like when you date a guy and he keeps telling you about how big his dick is, it's not, right? That would be my analogy. Yeah, it's not. We'll work it out for ourselves, Russell. If it's good, we'll tell you, right? We told you before the 2005 to we weren't shy in telling you this was great, right? We told you before. We're not going to tell you this time. It's a very epic story, but gets very personal very quickly. Okay, it takes some very unexpected turns. Was there any unexpected turn last week that you could think of?
To
me, it all seemed very expected.
No, I mean, apart from the stuff going on with Poppy, where she might be real or not, but seeing as they didn't see that very well. No.
She was in the Nigeria episode, and she was also in another one, wasn't she?
She's sort of like an apparition.
Right,
I felt in that.
Right, and seems to be somehow connected to Susan. I guess we will find out in a couple of days.
It's going to be shit, isn't it? That's
no, it's going to be painful. It's going to be worse than shit. Shit is time lash, right? Shit is.
I was hyped last year after the first part of the finale to be delivered to see the Empire of Death sort of sitting in the toilet bowl after the fact.
Man,
this year.
Tell you that how not sticking an ending that could have redeemed the whole season, and it just didn't. Oh man, it really did badly. This being Rusty Davis, who was doing the anal to who? Well, exactly. Okay, my mistake. Rusty Davis, she was pegging him on the first date. Okay, fine.
God.
Well, it is natural. I mean, we Russell. Not everything's about getting a handy. Goodness sake. I don't know what you mean. Everything is about getting a handy. Come on, AI, so we can make our own Doctor Who. Have you been looking to the VO3 thing?
No, I just haven't had time. I've seen a couple of videos about it floating around. It's not just the technology which is really pushed it out there. It's the interface which is designed to tell stories with, right? It's designed to make movies. So I just can't wait. I think it's going to be good times to come. It's going to unlock the mind of the Rabbi.
Oh no, you don't want that to happen. Let's keep this under control. I don't even know what I would do my own IPs to start with, them ripping somebody else's off. But I'm not sure. But yeah, it will work something out. Fine. So what's going on? Big new and intimate teasers. Rusty Davis. Yeah, I bet he's used that on his Grindr account. Big new and intimate. There are big surprises for the Doctor, and for the Doctor and for the Doctor. From the Doctor and for the Doctor. Some of it shakes up the law of Gallifrey. Oh, fuck off. Some of it recontextualizes the Doctor. Oh, fuck off. And the Rani and their relationship.
I don't mind them developing the relationship between the Doctor and the Rani, two people who've known one another for centuries, but the rest of it sounds terrible.
Somebody was saying that the Rani is infatuated by Omega, and that kind of makes sense. They have the same kind of mad, reckless science attitude.
Yeah, I can buy that.
Yeah, so I can totally see that. But fine. So fans have been speculating since Christmas 2023, following every little hint that might. No, we haven't. We've just been begging for it to be over. All right. Anita Dobson. I'm sorry. I love Anita Dobson. She is not the Rani. So didn't come off the Rani.
Yeah, to be fair, she's not been given any chance to be. I think she'd be perfectly capable, but it did need somebody who was. Yeah, I mean, because Archie Punjab doesn't look 52, 53.
No,
she is. she could easily pass for like mid-30s, mid to late 30s. So
that's exactly the same with Kate Amara when she played the role.
Yeah, true.
Like
true.
An aging vamp that looked fantastic.
Oh yes.
Yeah, but the thing is, Anita Dobson, she didn't start off playing the role of the Rani, and she didn't realize, and they had no idea what they're doing. I think until towards the end.
It's next to impossible to think of her as the same character simply because we've been calling her Mrs. Flood now for 18 months.
Yeah, it makes, and like, how is Mrs. Flood the Rani? It's just this there is such a drop in intelligence level from this era to his first era, especially going through Moffat's time. Blimey. Okay, so drop throughout the 15th era. These plot points are really tied together in these episodes. A lot of been weaving in this time around. Yeah, I do get the feeling this is the end of his master plan, the Russell Davies master plan.
Yeah.
But like, seeing as all of it's been agonizingly shit so far, I don't see any signs of it not being agonizingly shit.
Nope.
So by the time the last episode of the series airs, you'll be able to see what a full circle has been and how elements from the Church and Rubio are even paid off. It's rewarding for long-term fans, but exciting for new viewers. There's no new viewers. Will you stop with that? But as we all know, there's always a twist. There's never a twist at the end. Never. It's never happened before. Oh.
Yeah. That's almost as annoying as when they used to say Doctor Who's about change, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's not. It's about a guy in a phone box. Oh,
there's always an explosion and a pithy remark at the end, but not always. Actually, there's not always the pithy remark.
No,
there's almost always an explosion.
Yes, there's almost always an explosion at the end. I mean, like, what's the twist at the end? Oh, look, Sutek's back. Oh, they did that. I don't know. Sutek isn't destroyed. What's the twist at the end? Silurians are making gay porn underneath London, right? That was their weird plan. It's Frosty Davis Doctor Who. Why not? You won't be able to guess until you've seen episode 8, even towards the end of episode. You're right. Yeah. It's not like there's nothing to guess about, right? You haven't laid out clues. This is just like dull mic drops, like clangers dropping. The Doctor couldn't battle these twists and turns without friends. Belinda, Ruby, Mel. Oh yeah, Mel. Tell you, I'm glad that Bonnie Langford got paid. But what a waste of an actress for that last episode. She was like so underused. Unbelievable. It's way more complicated than that. Oh, please, Russell, no. They sort of look like innocent bystanders to a great big cosmic space battle. No, don't make it more complicated. Ruby signed in the 15th Doctor, first companion played by Millie Gibson. Reality. Okay. Millie's got some huge stuff in the reality world. She's got some finest things she has ever done. Really? Everyone. So she's going to have a showdown with Conrad, obviously. Fine. Everyone gets great moments, but when you focus on swings over Ruby and and a very unexpected moment, so what? She's a timeless child now. Is absolutely magnificent. You wouldn't guess it. She's only 20 years old. Ruling a set like that. She didn't rule a set. She got fired. This doesn't mean we won't be getting from Belinda. She gets a moment of sacrifice. It's so heartbreaking and brave.
Right.
This is just tiring reading it. What time are you going on? Like 8:15? What time does it end?
I'm on Saturday. You mean? Yeah, 8:15 is the time I've sort of scheduled.
Yeah, that's what I'm aiming for.
It's sort of a loose.
It'll be between. I think 8:15, and here's the thing: I'm going to watch it on a VPN via iPlayer, but I'm pretty sure I can watch it at 8 o'clock on Disney Plus as well. So Disney Plus is my backup.
Because when we last spoke, you weren't sure at all what was going on.
I'm still not sure at all. Disney Plus is going to have it on that day. Oh, I'm telling you. Still, they did Andor, right? Hey, do you want to see something crazy? This blew my mind. Hey, one second, let me find it. Let's go down there. The amount of traction Star Wars shows get. Oh man,
People have been talking about Andor. It's not just you, so I've heard few people
it's really
say how
good.
much they've enjoyed it.
It's really good. But check this out. Okay, everybody watched Mandalorian. About half the amount of people watched Andor, and Ahsoka did very well. But like, look how it like melts away.
Droids and Ewoks sat at the bottom.
I know. Well, unsurprisingly, never heard of Resistance. Thank God. I guess
It didn't last very long.
but yeah, at least like all the money and time they put in, and it gets like they get nothing out of them, right? I mean, it's like even though the Acolyte did pretty well. Wow, but like really,
When they say most popular, how are they defining popular? Being talked about
is the most popular title with 23.15 share of the total popularity. So I guess that's like minutes watched.
Oh, I see.
I think 23% of the minutes watched is Mando. That's a fair enough way, but like, look at this. It's like no one's interested in anything they've done.
No.
Yeah, quite unsurprising.
All it's done is harm the brand, really.
Yeah,
Whole exercise.
yeah. Man, I hope at some point they release the Batgirl movie onto HBO or something.
Well, you'd sit and watch that.
I'm intrigued to see how bad it was. Right, like that's the one where they go, we can't let anybody see this. Like I keep saying things like saying, how does anybody let anybody see this? So what's it about Rose Tyler? I saw that. You can hear the great pantheon of Rose Tyler, Sarah Jane Smith, Susan Ford applauding across the decades. Not really. About Ncuti Gatwa, who has taken the 15th Doctor to such wonderful heights throughout the season. No, he hasn't.
Is he really? Name one, Russell.
I mean,
name one.
Could Russell take off his mask and be Keir Starmer underneath? Like, dude, just stop lying. Unbelievable. It's the most personal and it's okay. Most personal and heartbreaking for him. It's the toughest. My God, I wonder if he's going to cry. Oh, that'd be weird. You can throw anything at him and he comes out singing. Well, that's the fucking point. He can't act. I understand that. Yes. He's going to do
it. Doesn't matter what I ask him to do. You can guarantee he's going to be an irritating prick 5 minutes later.
Yeah, we want you to do like Hamlet soliloquy. How about if I do it twerking and singing? Yeah, I'm like, well, I guess it's the only way he knows how to do it. So the 2012 finale holds a space for a lot of Doctor Who history with references strewn throughout to please faithful viewers. I don't think it's to please faithful viewers. I think it's to
pad out a shit script.
What's that?
To pad out a shit script.
Pad out a shit script, but I think also to establish it as being Doctor Who. No, it's real Doctor Who. Look, it's got the Rani in it. Like, no, I don't care who you put in it. You can put like Verity Lambert in it, and it's still not Doctor Who. There are many parts of the Whoniverse. It might remind us something of a Marvel movie. Yeah, okay, fine. But there aren't that many parts of the Whoniverse. There's like 2 parts, and the second part we haven't even seen yet. That is somehow makes me feel so new, despite okay, they did it well better at the end of his first run with what's it called again? Journey's End.
Yes, of course.
When they bought Unit, and Torchwood and Sarah Jane.
Yeah, it was good.
Right? Yeah, and it really worked there, epic. Right? Totally
absolutely
worked.
Epic.
Right, and this not so much.
This is sheriff shit.
It really is. It does what Doctor Who absolutely does best. What? No, it doesn't. Feeling like a film when Masai did. Okay, that's not Doctor Who.
That's the problem right there. The fact that he thinks that that's what Doctor Who should be doing and that's what people want of it.
No, we want like Star Trek. We want it to be like Star Trek. Doctor Who, we want to be like Doctor Who. All right, it's yeah. Star Wars be like nice.
That's how far Russell's travelled in 20 years. He would never have said something like that 20 years ago. He may have talked about something being epic and something having ambition, but he wouldn't have said that. He wouldn't have made that claim.
So he's yeah, exactly. And all this hyperbole, like it would be okay if he wasn't like standing on complete and total failure, which he is. So he said he had to watch the final mix of episode 8 in a hotel last night in London. We were finishing it now, mid-April. I was watching it at 2 a.m. writing notes on a pencil, on a whatever. So tonight, on 17th of April, we'll sign off. Thank God, and we're down to right to the wire. Blah 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 blah. Complicated, glorious visual effects. Murray Gold, music going to be too loud. Has recently been struck down by appendicitis. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
I can say the shits.
Wow. He's fine, by the way. Yeah, well, I guess, It did shift their schedule a bit. He's Murray Gold. So, it's basically just a Murray Gold soundboard at this point. Right? You get a Murray Gold soundboard, you're fine. You don't need him. Blah, blah, blah. Best News Reality Tour is going out live. This is the good news, right? Finally, this is how they should have started the era.
Probably
live, internet. Like if they did the 23rd and the 60th anniversary, like internationally live on the same time on all platforms.
That's what the fan base actually wanted, and it's one thing to have aspirations to grow the actual audience external to us. But because they haven't managed to do that, they may as well have just gone with fan endorsement and enthusiasm to act as a kind of a clarion call, really. Right. Well, they didn't do that either. It's a great big BBC premiere, and everyone at BBC moved heaven and earth to put it off. Why? I for the life of me, I'm not never going to understand why it's moving heaven and earth to say, you start yours at 10 you push the button when I push the button.
Yeah, like really? How is that so difficult?
Well, they have to make them sound like war heroes rather than the people who they are. This is people who are sat in short sleeve shirts.
I understand about them getting all of Doctor Who's the rights to all of Doctor Who streaming. That I think was a major job, right? But we're scheduling it. Like, oh god. So hold tight, Ray Russell has one final message before we strap him with this two-part extravaganza. I do think with this season finales, it's time to stop worrying about the newness and have fun with what you've got. So he tells us it's about saying this show is 62 years old and look what a great party we're having. We're not having a great party.
Yeah, speak for yourself, big fella.
Yeah. It doesn't sound like this is going to be good news for anyone.
I've got very little optimism despite the things that I enjoyed about last week's, despite the undoubted positives to this particular season. I've got no enthusiasm for Saturday.
That's true. There has been a lot of positives to this season, right? I think the effects work have been good. I think the scripts have been somewhat better as well. The obsession with white men as villains is a big problem. And Shooting Gut was just horribly miscast. And it's same as Jodie. There's no way you can really get around that, right? You can't. It's like you need the right actor to play the Doctor, and they didn't have the right actor, and they put all their eggs in that basket, and all those eggs are on their face now, right? That's essentially where we are.
If they'd have worked with him, if they'd have really worked with him. We saw some of the potential in The Well in particular, and there's been other episodes as well. But it seems like they just pretty much let him do what
honestly,
he wanted.
I think he's an arrogant twat who wouldn't take direction and listen to anyone. Right? That's what I think really happened. Right? So while what you're saying is possible and reasonable, I see no evidence whatsoever he has any.
He is in their employ, so they should have learned to him. So look, mate, shape up or fuck off. That's what would happen to anybody else.
Fuck off. That's what he would have done. Because he to him, he's Mr. Hollywood. I think he is so. I mean, look at this. How stupidly he dresses all the time. There's a great. Have you ever seen The Godfather?
Yes.
Marlon Brando. So there's a bit in it at the beginning where the character based on not Bing Crosby. Not for it. Famous lounge singer Frank Sinatra.
Oh.
Right, the cat based on Frank Sinatra was asking The Godfather to, like, he said his career's washed up. He wants a role in this movie. He's never going to get it. So this was actually a true thing. He wanted Frank Sinatra wanted a role in Manchurian Candidate or something. I cannot remember. Right. So The Godfather, he's like crying. He said, "Oh." So his Godfather starts slapping around. Said, "What are you crying for? Like a Hollywood fanook?" So yes, that's sort of like crying like a Hollywood fanook. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.